Come all ye niggas.
Yeah, I ain't no. Hey. Let me stop.
I'll take thee away into my garden of magic. You watch motherfucking goddamn.
This song is Keep saying it, keep saying it.
You stood me up, you laid me down. You know so much, I can't be proud. I still really, really love you. Yes, I do.
Please, Tiffany Haddish. Chris told me to record a video for you. But yeah, this Tiffany Haddish off Girls Trip. I hope you doing good, girl.
I need to give me some rest.
Look, I don't fuck with parties, I don't fuck with paparazzi. Never have I drove a Hellcat or a Maserati. Never needed others for my personal validation. She ain't get in touch if she cannot hold a conversation. Never had a bulky Richard Mille as a wristwatch. I never seen a Mary, never posted on TikTok. I never had design for Pro Magazine in Minnesota. Never made eye contact with a woman in Fashion Nova. Never had to fit in no lane. Never wore boots by Dre headphones to get a video made. Money not validated, peddling. Give me willies like Chris retaliated. Just look around, every opportunity allocated. I put so many niggas on, you thought DJ Khaled made it for cold showers. I used to hate it, now I'm spilling 15 for the new roof, it ain't renovated. I can see the ocean where I sleep in the house is gated. No Calabasas, I'm Brentwood, no Palisade. The freckle girls articulating, all got me salivating. Wallace and Taylor with the trunks, I be playing Jenga. The last to a dog, I clean house, they mad I made it. I'm so conceited, feeling myself, ego masturbating. I graduated after album 5, I got syndicated. You want the old team? Sorry G, that picture faded, come get with me.
So I've actually been withholding some information from y'all and the whole world for a long time. And I think it's about time I tell y'all. So I'm a prince.
So if both parents don't break their intergenerational traumas, they're passing down two different sets of multiple layers of traumas from family history into the child.
Yeah, and it gets really, really layered and complicated. Because I know it's a lot.
It's like the trauma of every one of your tree.
Yeah.
How far back do these traumas link to?
I'm Nigerian by blood, and so am I. I got a Nigerian passport. Wait, I got a Nigerian passport. I'm Nigerian too. I did my 23andMe. Let's clear the air, bitch. I'm Nigerian motherfucking too, bitch. But I got a green passport. It's okay. I got 2 passports too. One say male, one say female.
Like great grandparents, or
they say it's an approximate 7 generations.
7?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And there's a possibility that it might be 14 based on some newer studies.
Oh my, and until you break the cycle, it goes back 7 to 14 generations.
Yeah, and it's, when I...
So all the traumas of my, from like 300 years ago then.
Yeah.
Are
Come home tomorrow with you. Hey, how y'all doing today? So, I just wanted to record for the little vloggy vlog. Vlog. Let me stop. But, so, as y'all can see, I'm using my little
car little tripod thing. It has a little magnet on it, which I really love. Well, which is okay. It holds my phone for the most part, which I wasn't expecting it to hold it this well. But it's basically like a little metal plate that you can put in the back of your case, and then the little tripod that attaches to the window, it has a magnet, so it attaches. But you see, it's not the best. You know, it's not the best. And before any of you dirty bum bitches try to come for my motherfucking tripod, bitch, I didn't have it tightened up. And I just realized that, so don't even come for me. But the phone's still attached, so that's good. Irregardless. Let's just talk about life for a little bit. Because what else do you do in a vlog? I didn't really know the direction. I didn't have much of a creative direction I wanted to go for this vlog, you know? But you know, I just felt motivated to press record, so I did. And now we're here, and you're staring at me with my Patura earring, and I'm staring at the camera, like we always do. Y'all know how we do it, and yeah. But life. Let's talk about life. Mentally, I'm doing better. And when I say better, to give you all the time frame, in the past, like, let's say, maybe good April and March, I've been a little bit depressed. Yeah. And I know depression is kind of like a buzzword that we use a lot when it comes to mental health, but it's really a real thing. And it's really a real thing that people experience. And it's really a real thing that, like, sometimes you don't know that you're experiencing until you're coming out of it. And that's what was happening with me. Like, during this full moon on May 24th, I definitely felt the positive energy behind it. Now, I don't know that much about full moons and all that. Oh my gosh, y'all, it wasn't doing this just the other day. Stop it, bitch. Okay, this bitch just about to be lopsided, alright? And it's gonna get more lopsided, then I'm straightening, then it's gonna get lopsided again, then I'm straightening, then it's gonna get lopsided again, then I'm straightening. Okay, bitch? Okay, let's get into it. So, like I was saying, you don't really know sometimes that you're in it until you're coming out of it, which is a very real and true state. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, why is this happening to me right now? Like I'm white. I'm supposed to have privilege. This should not be happening. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. But anyway, it just got worse. Let me focus on the road, bitch. Anyway, yeah, so around this full moon time, I've been feeling a lot better mentally. Hold on.
2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3.
Like I said, I've been feeling a lot better. I'm trying to really put it into words so that you all can somewhat get the gist of what I'm saying when it comes to this depression that I was just in. It wasn't like a I want to kill myself every day type of situation, but I definitely thought about it just because of my circumstances. I felt very unmotivated. This is a big one, the things that I really love doing, I no longer felt the motivation to do. I no longer felt the interest in those things. And that's one of the biggest things, especially for like a creative or somebody that has a passion, to just fall out of interest in that thing all of a sudden. Well, not all of a sudden, but like slowly, progressively kind of fall out of doing the things that you love actually doing. I think that's a big red flag, and that was what I was experiencing. And have been experiencing. And genuinely, that's kind of been happening since February. I just been dragging my feet with a lot of stuff creatively. And part of it is, what's the word? Not imposter syndrome, but like basically where you kind of get in your own way type stuff. That's what I've been kind of doing, just getting in my own way, like almost like a fear of success in a way, but more so a fear of failure, because I've been noticing in the past months, when it comes to my creative work, sometimes I can be a perfectionist, because I want, what I've ultimately realized a lot when it came to business and running a business.
Hey, maybe if you had a business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't. So don't even act like you know what I'm talking about.
Or having like some type of service. It just feels like you're in school again and you're trying to get a wide variety of people to like you. And that's just something I've never been that good at. Like, me being myself, yes, some people will gravitate towards me, but not so many people gravitate towards me, especially with how, what's the word I want to use? Especially with how eclectic I am and how unique of a personality I am, and like I don't play into a lot of gender roles and stuff, so a lot of people just a lot of people can't relate to me in some ways, but they can relate, you know, when I'm being a little funny, or maybe we can relate on our blackness, maybe we can relate on our neurodivergency. But ultimately, it just felt like, especially with social media, I think that was the biggest part, it just felt like I'm just asking people, please like me enough to buy my product. And that's just something I've never been good at, telling people, trying to get people to like me. And it just was like traumatizing. It has been a little bit traumatizing all over again. And I don't like it. I don't like that aspect of business. But I'm going to figure it out eventually. I'm going to figure out the sauce. And part of figuring out that sauce is actually making more products and making more works for people to digest, view, and possibly buy. It just, I don't know. It just is somebody it's been hard finding the motivation to do stuff. And which is sad. Well, not sad, but my last job that I had, I told myself that, like, I'm going to try my best not to have to work another job. Like, that job had me, like, realizing stuff like, hey, I need to be doing this. I could be doing this for myself, for my business. I could be doing this, that, the other. And eventually I got all the time in the world, and I didn't want to do it. Well, I wanted to do it, but I still had that issue of procrastination and undermotivation and all that. And part of that is depression. Yes, part of that is ADHD. Yes. But the other part of that is just, I'm gonna throw out a term at y'all. CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Basically, it's a culmination of a bunch of what they call T traumas across a span of time. So like maybe someone's upbringing, you can experience a lot of T traumas over a period of time, and can cause you to show symptoms of what they call CPTSD. Now, it's not a recognized diagnosis, but it's recognized in my house, and a lot of physicians know about it. But I feel like that is like a root of a lot of these things. Like, ongoing past depression, I think that is a big root with, oh my God, bitch. Oh my God. I think that's a big root with a lot of things that have been going on in my life. And it's just like, it's hard to make people understand, because it's just like to the whole entire world, it just looks like, why the fuck are you being lazy? Why the fuck do you keep giving excuses? Which that is part of it, because ultimately I did figure out that, like, in order for me to get over this and achieve and do the things that I actually want to do in life, I literally gotta just do it. Literally. Now, I don't know if that motivated some of y'all. I know if I was watching this video, it wouldn't motivate me. But literally, you just have to do the things. And I know I say this all the time, like, once you start doing the thing, especially with me with my ADHD, like, procrastinating to, like, because it feels overwhelming to get towards the task. But ultimately and truly, once you really start the thing, it's all about starting the thing. Once you can start the thing and get your hands on it, a lot of times you're going to realize it's not that bad. Like, it's not as bad as your subconscious or your mind tried to make it out to be, to make you avoid it and procrastinate it. Because ultimately, that's just the, I don't know if that's a trauma response, but that's just the response. That's like your brain trying to help you survive by basically telling you, bitch, this is too much for me. Like, and part of that survival is you not wanting to do the things, and that's just how that works. But yeah, and that's something else. But we on a journey, and we gonna get there. It's definitely graduation time again, and y'all know I dropped out, so it's just like a little bittersweet watching everybody get their degrees, and being prepared my whole life to somewhat, not prepared in the best ways, but prepared my whole life to, I was supposed to be the one to go. I mean, everybody else in my family went to school, but it wasn't even a second thought that Chris was gonna get his bachelor's degree and graduate. But it's definitely people looking at me like, Chris, what you finna do? People looking at me like, Chris, what you doing? People looking at me like, are you gonna go back? People looking at me like, what you gonna do? You sure this gonna work? Da da da. And that's where faith comes in. Truly, it's just hard dealing with mental health stuff, and I can truly see why some people are such bitter and villainous human beings, because I can't imagine having to deal with these things and being forcefully plugged into life and forcefully having to make decisions and having to be in survival mode, which I am a lot of times in survival mode still because of just certain circumstances in my life. But having to be force-fed life with mental health and not being able to seek help for those things or anything, like you going through life dry, yeah, I would be fucking upset too. But yeah, that's all for now. I'll see y'all soon. You know what? I'll take a lot of that I said back. Yes, I've been in a depression, but that has been it has had a cause. And it's not a chemical imbalance in my brain. It's narcissistic abuse. And I keep going around that and acting like it's not there and acting like it's not very apparent that I'm still going through this narcissistic abuse, which I feel is a lot easier to, heal from when you're not around that narcissistic person that has been abusing you. But I live with the narcissistic person or peoples that abuse me psychologically. So they don't like the things that I do. So they try to, they have with their narcissistic mind games, they have did things, little things here and there to try to rewire my brain to do what they want me to do. And I know it just sounds crazy. It sounds like an excuse, this, that, the other. But that's truly what it is. And I just feel like, the boy who cries sheep. Because it's just like, sometimes I just feel so invalidated. And that like, nobody truly understands. And those who have experienced narcissistic abuse, they understand. But so many people don't understand. And it's just really invalidating. And just really makes me feel that's where I get back to feeling like I'm crazy or something like that, because it's just like, is nobody seeing this? Because the thing that the narcissistic person does is like, everyone around you, everyone else outside of you, they paint themselves as this perfect person, or this not even always, you know, the most perfect, but like this like giving, caring person. So nobody ever expects the behaviors that they exemplify to you, because to them they're just nice, they're almost in servitude to people. But that's the whole game about it. They want to look good on the outside so that you look like the problem. The one that's being abused looks like the problem. When they twist your buttons and make you react and make you have anger spurts and do that stuff to you, and you react, which I feel like your reaction is something you need to work on with your triggers and stuff. But I truly and deeply understand it, because they, especially those narcissistic abusers that have been in your life for like a long time, maybe since your childhood, they know your buttons. They know your foundation, and they know how to trample with it, because they basically were around your entire life for the most part. So sometimes it's hard to not get pulled into an argument or not get pulled into this or that. But ultimately, that abuse is is a big part of why I feel like I don't have the motivation to do the things that I ultimately love doing. I don't have the motivation to do the things that I love doing outside of the things that I hated doing, i.e. college and school. Like, my epiphany and all that, and why my brand is the way it is and all that, came about because I disliked school that much, and I started going into my passions. But internally, they have somewhat made me, like, they have, again, like, my brain is in survival. Like, it has shown me every time I do something good in this aspect, every time I get some money from this aspect, and they find out about it, they're gonna have to get their get back, in a sense. They're gonna have to start an argument, because the light has to be on them. They have to make you feel, as much as you feel good about this, they're gonna have to make you feel 2 times worse. And that's just not no way to live. And it truly can, especially doing the research on like these types of abuse and stuff, it can have lasting health effects on you. Not even just mentally, but physically. Cancer, heart disease, cardiovascular disease, all of that. Because, and that's what makes me even more upset about the whole thing. Is, now, it's one thing to do what you're doing and have me in this mental jail for now, and then I get out of it. But like, what about the lasting effects you're having on me? You know, the anxiety that I have now because of you. The not believing in myself. Yeah, just the not believing in myself because of you. And to those who have narcissistic people in their lives that were very big, you know, pillars in their lives, if you know what I mean, don't listen to those that say you can't blame this person such and such. you can't keep blaming blame such and such as long as you need to until you heal. Blame such and such as long as you need to until you get out of that situation. Because ultimately, they are the problem, and they are why you're in this situation. And I hate when people try to make it seem like it's just a one-size-fits-all, like, just go get non-contact, just do this, just do that. It's not that easy for some people. Some people have financial responsibilities with certain people. Sometimes, like, and that's what narcissists do. They know they have things to keep you connected to them, to keep you tethered to them, because ultimately you are one of the pawns in their game where they can live their personality out through you, or the things that they don't like about themselves, they can project that onto you, or this, that, the other. You see what I'm saying? But let me go in this thrift store and see if these earrings in here that I mistakenly didn't pick up yesterday, but I need to get them today. Hold on. Yeah, something I hate that has happened to me time and time again. I think these niggas think that I'm so insecure, or think because I'm a bit overweight that I feel like I'm indebted to them. So if they ask for money, I'm going to give it to them because I should feel like I'm lesser to them, in order for them to want me or be around me or to do whatever with me, that I should do something for them first. But no, baby, I'm the prize. If there's going to be any exchange of monies or anything like that, I should be getting it. I promise you, that weed dick ain't worth it. I promise you. Every time you're going to get blocked. Every time. So don't even try it. And it's truly insulting when you ask. I lose all respect for you when y'all do that.
For context, I have a story about this place coming up, so I'm going to footage to show y'all basically where videos go live.
So now, I'm finna finally properly clean my blades on my clippers, because my narcissistic father never taught me, and then got upset when I asked him to show me, so I had to look it up, and now I'm about to do it myself. Let's see how they look on the inside. you know, this started off being like a cute little, like, oh, I'm finally doing it, like, I'm taking control, like I'm trying to learn something new and do something new that I've never done before. But once I opened up them clippers and I saw all that hair that had accumulated within the clippers, and me remembering telling my father that I think there's like probably some hair that has accumulated in the clippers, like, can you show me how to open the clippers? And then him constantly arguing with me about telling me that basically there isn't hair in the clippers, and then going forward to say, well, if you do it and you mess it up, I'm not going to help you. And he does that with a lot of stuff. My headlights on my car, if you looked at my Instagram story, I ended up replacing those myself. I've never done nothing like that. He never wouldn't even let me replace the halogen bulb in the headlight, let alone the casings. And he told me that same thing with the headlights. He did that as a threatening strategy to keep me from doing something that he ultimately didn't want me to do. But what I have learned is that if I do stuff on his time, I will never learn how to do them. And then he will pass on or be out of my life. And then I will still have to learn these things on my own, whether good or bad. So what these clippers represent, like what I was saying, when I took the casing off and I discovered all this hair, it represents neglect. That's ultimately and truly the story here. The story here is neglect. And you can see it with all this hair here. And just my utter ignorance that this could happen. And him knowing that this could happen. Him knowing how to open up clippers, how to clean them, all this, that. But not teaching me whether it was his procrastination, laziness, or unwillingness to do so, incompetencies. Regardless, I was failed in this situation. And in a lot of situations in my life, I was neglected in some aspects. And these clippers are a representation of some of my emotional toll and some of the stuff I hold within and stuff that I didn't know was there. And it was ultimately from neglect, emotional neglect, whatever. But yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's do this. Once I hypnotize you.
Let me tell y'all something. If you're watching this vlog right now, consider yourself eating good. Alright? So, basically, we have our camera out because we're recording some audio. Because I have to tell you all some things. Basically, y'all see this? Proud 24. Yes, it's gray. It doesn't have color. I'm gonna explain why some of you are gonna see me continue to wear a navy blue shirt every day. I'm considering it my uniform. Now this, I got this idea at the same time that I cut all my hair off and my eyebrows and my beard and mustache, because you stop that. Because basically I've been depressed, I've been suppressed, I've been oppressed.
Redirect all that anger.
In more ways than one. You know, it's one thing to deal with homophobia and stuff and racism and all that on the outside world, but to deal with it in your own home. I'm saying this today, and I will forever say, to the homophobic parents out there, to the auntie and uncles that don't want to accept your nieces and nephews, I hope y'all know y'all have the most cuntiest kids out there. These bitches are going out here serving for the girls, giving the girls something to live for, giving the girls a reason to stay on their toes. Like, y'all don't understand how cunt y'all kids are. And y'all want to turn around and be like, I just can't accept the lifestyle. The Bible says, shame on you. Shame on you. You have one of the most cuntiest kids on this planet. You should be celebrating them. You should be proud. You should literally be proud. You should have a big ass picture of them in the foyer when you enter your house, because where you should feel the most comfortable. That's where it kind of gets like you don't have an escape. And when you don't have an escape, sometimes like you're bound to either one, find a way to cope that's unhealthy, or two, you're gonna go mentally insane. And to keep myself from going mentally insane, I decided to cope. And I decided to not only cope, but I decided to do something to help me express outwardly how I feel inwardly, because I feel like I've explained myself so many times and like really tried to really get the point across of how deeply some words and stuff really hurts me, but people in my life and in the world don't seem to get it. So I acted out, so I cut my hair off and I decided to start just wearing these shirts every single day. Now mind you, I'm in the process of growing my hair back out now, and eventually I'm going to start back wearing regular clothes. But for the time being, for a long time, I'm going to be wearing these shirts. Sometimes they're going to be blank, sometimes they're going to have a message on them. But basically, what I was getting at, what this all stemmed from, was me, my brother, and my father were having a conversation about just me and how I express my queerness, and they couldn't understand why I have to make it my personality, or why do I feel the need to show everyone that I'm gay, basically. And I tried to express that that's just how I feel most confident, that's how I feel most comfortable. I like the way I dress. It's not the fact that I'm trying to let the world know that I'm gay. This is just my expression. If I want to let the world know I was gay, I would wear a shirt that says I'm gay all the time. I don't do that. But it was that, but it was also just my brother started basically comparing queerness and transness and all that, and not wanting to be around someone when they're dressed a certain way or whatever. He compared that to being around a drug dealer, a cocaine seller, or this, that, the other. Somebody that you probably wouldn't want to be closely associated with, or else, you know, possible legal ramifications and or just like social, the way people view you. And that's the part that he didn't want to get at. He wanted to get at the part that you're afraid of how everyone else in the world is going to view you. It only came down to, I'm doing this thing that essentially you're embarrassed of. You won't say that, but essentially you're embarrassed of. So you don't want to be seen in public with me wearing certain clothes. So with that, I'm then, when the majority, things like that, I'm then the outlier. I'm then the one causing all the issues and stuff, because I want to present the way I want to present, and I want to wear the clothes that make me feel the most comfortable and confident, just like everyone else does. And yeah, and I kept reiterating to him that, like, do you understand that you're comparing this thing, you're comparing gender expression to a crime? And that just wouldn't click for him, how, like, the magnitude of that. And so just all that, and just that conversation just brought up some old wounds and stuff, and it just truly made me feel misunderstood, and just like I'm never gonna be, you know, it's not a good feeling, you know, not ever being accepted by your family, or not ever being able to be fully confident and comfortable around your family, or for fear of, or else not even for fear of, it's like that knowing that something's going to happen, someone's going to have this slight remark, this person's going to make this face that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just like all that stuff. So I just was really feeling really down, and I was already in a bad place mentally, and this put me in an even worse place mentally. And it just confirmed some things for me, and it put a battery in my back, basically. Like, not at that moment, because I needed to regain my energy from that, but it put a battery in my back to, like, not even prove myself to no one or anything, but just to do all that I can for myself in this world, because I know that their love and what they will do for me, my family, like as a whole, that's conditional, and it's conditional upon if I walk a certain way, wear certain clothes, and talk a certain way, and present a certain way. And that's not how I want to express myself in this world, because not only am I doing it for me, which is mostly for me, I'm doing it for those people that don't feel confident in themselves, that don't feel comfortable being themselves. Like even if they're in a position where they literally can't, like for their safety, they can't express themselves, they can live vicariously through me, because I have those people that I live vicariously through, and I just want to be that person for somebody else. Or even just me being myself, someone sees me in public, like that just makes them all the more comfortable to be in that space, because I know how it feels to feel like you're surrounded by everybody that's like homophobic, everybody that don't fuck with you, you're getting laughed at here, laughed at there, you don't feel like nobody really is, and then you're walking, and then there's one person says, hey, how you doing? They don't look you up and down, they don't judge you, they just see a person, a human being, and they're just interacting with them. And that's the type of energy I want to bring to people. And I try my best not to judge when it comes to like just basic shit. Like if I just see somebody, I try my best not to judge. Now if you screaming and hollering in a space that I understand mental health. I understand like certain mental stuff, but if you start screaming and shit and like doing weird shit, I'm gonna laugh. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna talk about you, but I'm definitely gonna giggle and I'm definitely gonna laugh because it's gonna catch me off guard, and my first reaction is gonna be to laugh. Even in the most verbally violent moments, I laugh because of uncomfortability, unknowingness. Like it's just a trauma response. So like that's irrelevant. That's very irrelevant. But yeah. So I told myself I'm gonna cut off a certain part of myself from this world until I get myself stable and get into my own living situation and just be on my own everything to truly express like, oh, you want me to present this certain way? I'm gonna give it to you every day and it's gonna be bland. And essentially with my hair and stuff, I realized like this is hurting me more than it's hurting them. Like I like having my hair, I like how I look with my hair, but I did need to cut it to cope to help me. Like I'm going through it, like instead of, now I would never cut myself or anything like that, but instead of like cutting myself or harm myself or doing something like that, I'm gonna just cut my hair off because bitch, I'm going through it and I need a change in my life. I need something to change. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, when it comes to queerness and stuff, a lot of Christians that are homophobic, they condemn us to hell and say we're gonna go to hell and say that our queerness is the reason why we're not doing good in life or this, that, the other. But I genuinely wish that homophobic people would see that y'all are our hell. Spirit, God, all of these, whatever being that you serve, or if you don't serve a being at all, those things are not the reason for us having such horrible lives. It's the people in our lives. It's the people that we see every day. It's the homophobic people. It's the people that make our lives truly miserable every day, that cause our life to be a living hell. It's not the fact that we're queer. And I wish people would understand that. And I feel like if people understood that better, they probably still wouldn't act better towards people. But I feel like some people would truly understand that, like, hey, you know what? That person's misfortune. I'm seeing this person going through this and that, and they're reacting this certain way to stimulus in their life. It may not be the fact that they're queer that these things are happening. Maybe it's everybody in the world treating them a certain way and socializing them to feel lesser than, to have a lower self-esteem. Maybe that's why they're acting out this way. Maybe that's why they're doing this and that. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's me. But no one wants to take this self-accountability. The Bible makes people feel so righteous in their homophobia, which is sad. But hey, that's the world we live in. But basically, that's what this whole thing about with all these navy blue shirts. I just had a bunch of navy blue shirts, blank navy blue shirts that I got from my old job, and I finally found a use for them. So yeah, so that's basically it's basically performance art. It's basically performance art. It's basically like, you know, it's basically like art. It's basically like giving a message, you know. It's basically like, yeah, it's basically like all of that. And it's like, it's really undercover camp, undercover cunt. That's what it really is. And yeah, and I just really want to portray messages that just make people at least think for a second. Like, I have on this shirt that says Pride 24, right? And it's a rainbow that's grayscale. It doesn't have a color. That, you know, people can interpret that in different ways, however you see fit. My message that I'm trying to portray basically is like, yes, it's pride, whatever, but I'm not feeling that good. I'm not in the best living situation as pride. Like, I'm not in a position where I can fully express myself freely and be comfortable in that. So my rainbows are grayscale right now, and that's basically what that is. And so this is just a way to help me express myself, because since I'm not able to express myself in the way I want to, I have to express myself some way or I'm going to be dead, basically. And I'm not suicidal, so don't worry about me in that aspect. But just know that a bitch be going through it. But yeah, this may be the end of this vlog, or I may find some other stuff to record. But genuinely, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you. And if this is the end of the vlog, I'll see y'all later. See y'all in the next vlog. I like gathering video and cinema. Let me stop. And putting it all together, and just like, as my friend Kaylin would say, like, make a TV show out of it. Like, my vlogs, I want them to be like a TV show, almost like a variety show in a sense. Like, it's a little randomness to it, but I'm gonna have my talking moments, I'm gonna have my goofy moments, you know, and just overall express me as a person. Chris the brand, and Chris right now is going through it. He's not the happiest, but you know, today I'm having a really good day. So yeah, let's just be happy for that. Let's be happy for the good day. Today I'm having a good day. So see y'all when I see y'all.